Hi developers, welcome back. In this clip, we are going to install React Router DOM for our navigation purposes. Of course, you can use any React routing library of your choice, but in this video, I'm going to use React Router 6. So going back to our Replit. So here now, as you can see, we are in root component called app.jsx. So the first thing we are going to do now, we are going to install React Router DOM 6. So to install it, I will say npm install React Router DOM at 6. Then I hit enter key. As you can see, our React is ready now. React Router DOM rather. So the first thing we need to do now is to import some components from React Router. So let me just import it first. Import, sorry, browser router route, yeah, route from React Router DOM. All right. So we are done with the importing the components from React Router DOM. So the next thing we are going to do now inside our root component called app. So the first thing we need to do now is to have our browser router component. Okay, have it here. Then so having done that, so the next thing we also have our route here. So close it for our browser router here. Then now we can now have our route. So we say route. Because I know this is not going to have anything as children here. So we have a path props here. This is going to be index. So the page that we load when we land on the page, I mean on the website rather, or the application. Then another prop called element, we put our component. So in this case, we are going to have our a component here, and we need to import. Oh, we already imported it here, as you can see. So then let me remove this. All right, as you can see, everything looks fine now. So the next thing we are going to work on now is our verify page. So we have a verify component here already. Let me open another tab. So as you can see here, we have our verify component here. So we want to work on the verify page now. So once again, we have a route component. Then we have a path prop. Then of course, we are going to have a verify here. And then the element prop is going to be of our verify component. All right. So inside our verify part, so inside this route where we have our verify uh, part and the component, so we are going to have another component part also, and then we are going to have a dynamic segment. So we have another protocol path inside it. So the dynamic segment. So the dynamic segment start with a column. Then I will come back to this later. Let me just put something there for ref. We'll still come back to it. I want to show you something. Then we have element prop, and this also will be our verify component. So we have this here string. So is the verify right component here. So we have everything set up now. So if I want to show you something what we should have here as a dynamic segment. For instance, like I did in the last video clip. So if I should fill something here, let me just put 5,000 for instance here, and I click on this button. All right, and I fill in my card details, and I click on this button. So you can see that we have a what is called reference here in the query string. So this parameter here, so I will just copy this reference here. I'll copy it, and we have this value here. So it's a kind of a key value pair. So we expect this value to change per checkout. So different checkout will be given or generated with unique value like this. So since this value is dynamic, is something that is not constant, we expect it to change. Then we have this reference. So should match our what we have here in our prop here. So we have a reference here. So this is a dynamic segment that can match whatever value we have here, any value that Paystack returns. So this part now, this reference will match whatever value we have here. Of course, this value will keep on changing. So we expect it to change. So that is all about it concerning this aspect. So we have successfully installed our React router, and then we've been able to do a few configuration there so as to manage our navigation and routing. So the next thing we need to do now, we are to actually work on our verify component. So we want to work on our verify component. So that's what we are going to do in our next video clip or tutorial. So that's it for today. So if you find this video useful and then you like the content I'm creating, please don't forget to like and share this video and also subscribe to my channel.